Visits to places of worship have become popular and are growing at a rapid pace. Many countries have started to promote their places of worship as tourist attractions. For that reason, Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur City Hall is taking initiatives to further promote the National Mosque as a tourist destination. With its unique architecture, the National Mosque has been recognized by the Ministry of Tourism and Culture as a National Heritage Site in 2007. Therefore, it has the potential to increase the number of places for tourists to visit when in the city. The annual number of tourists to the National Mosque averages around 250,000 people, and combined with Malaysian congregation, that number is estimated to be 500,000 people per year. Part of the efforts taken to further promote it includes upgrading the landscape and nearby parks to become part of the mosque compound so as to welcome tourists. As the National Mosque prepares to celebrate its Golden Jubilee on August 27, the Kuala Lumpur City Hall's Tourism Department donated 200 new robes to be used by non-Muslim visitors when they visit the mosque. The dark and light purple robes help to differentiate between Muslims and non-Muslims. The robes ensure that tourists are decently dressed when visiting a place of worship as a sign of respect. Those who do not wear a robe will be denied entry into the mosque. On another note, Kuala Lumpur City Hall is in the process of promoting religious tourism for the various mosques in its vicinity to the international level. It is looking into lighting up the city to promote night tourism. City Hall is keen to get visitors to stay longer periods by literally highlighting the city's architecture. A vintage flea market held every month in Hanoi has become a favorite destination for enthusiasts of vintage goods. The Vintage Art Fair is a unique flea market where buyers can enjoy live music as they browse for their favorite items. The goods here range from vintage clothing to handmade goods to objects during the subsidy period. The sheer variety of unique goods on offer here helps attract a wide range of customers. Nguyen Tuan Kot, a customer, said the fair is a very cozy place. Despite the cold weather, he feels very warm here.
I like the flea market. It's beautiful workmanship from the Vietnamese people, and it reminds me of where I am from, in New Mexico.
In addition to providing its customers an exciting shopping experience, the flea market is also a place where artists and art lovers can meet. Each booth has its own particular characteristics, and every item on sale is a work of art. Pam Lee Tu Tao, fingerprint shop owner, said they don't just benefit financially from this fair. Each store owner has their own style. They can meet up and talk about different styles and trends. She really likes it. Trin Min Mien, painter, said they wanted to set up a venue where people interested in vintage goods, one-of-a-kind goods and art could meet. It's about simply sharing their passions with one another. Flea markets like this have become a favorite weekend pastime for many people, and hopefully this foreign trend will grow in popularity here in Vietnam. Brunei Darussalam celebrated the festival of Eid on the 18th of July 2015. It has become a tradition for the Royal Palace to open its door for 3 days to allow citizens and residents of the country to personally exchange Eid greetings to their beloved king and the royal household. The occasion also attracted foreign nationals while working in the country and tourists who happened to be on holiday here.
This is my second visit for the Eid al-Fitr and Hari Raya season in Brunei. And as a foreigner working in Brunei, I feel absolutely privileged to be here. I think this whole occasion, it epitomizes Brunei perfectly. Friendliness, accessibility to His Majesty. It's just a fantastic celebration and a great day.
The well-wishers turned up early in the morning for the bus which shuttled them to the palace. The golden opportunity to be able to enter a royal palace is rare in other countries. As soon as they disembarked from the bus, they were welcomed by the management staff for registration. Before proceeding to the main room for Eid greetings, the guests were invited to a lavish spread of food in the spacious hall.
Yeah, I mean, something like this wouldn't happen in the UK. We wouldn't have the opportunity to go to Buckingham Palace, for example, and meet the Queen. So it's a very nice moment that the Sultan opens his doors to everybody in Brunei and we're allowed to meet the Sultan. It's fantastic.
Senior citizens were among the hundreds of visitors. Being able to meet and greet the royal family in person is a memorable moment. Meanwhile, foreigners working or holidaying in the Sultanate said they were amazed by the firm-rooted traditions and culture. The closeness and open concept of the monarch toward his citizens and residents is a rare scenario for foreign nationals.
It's been very warm and welcoming here. It's a lovely palace, one of the best I've been to. It's a real privilege to meet the Sultan, and we are very lucky to be given this opportunity, and for him to take time out and meet people. Yeah, it's a real privilege.
Yeah, it's been a very enjoyable experience and an honour to meet the Sultan of Brunei, and it's been great how sort of quick and efficient it's been today, and it's been a really enjoyable time.
I find that the Sultan of Brunei is very generous. Like every year, they open house for the citizen to come and the visitor to come. This is my first time and really experience it. Very glamorous, so much food to eat, and meet so many people, which bless the Sultan of Brunei.
The visitors did not leave the palace empty-handed. Each of them was given a gift in the form of a box containing items of food. Happiness showed on the faces for being able to meet in person their beloved king and members of the royal family. Yangon's cars lovers got a chance to witness the classic beauty of refurbished vehicles at Myanmar's first ever vintage auto expo, which was exhibited at Myanmar Culture Valley in Yangon recently. About 26 vintage and classic cars from 1920s to 1972 were exhibited at the show. The brands ranged from the classic Cadillac to some Mercedes and BMWs. Young and old alike crowded the venue and were amazed of these hidden treasures. Organizers hope to raise public awareness and appreciation on the classic and vintage automotives, as they say a lot about Myanmar's past. Secretary General of Myanmar Classic Cars Club, Zaw Pyo Lin, said these classic cars can tell the history of Myanmar to the international visitors in the country. So he would like to request to the authorities and people to treasure these classic cars and hope the Classic Car Museum will be built in the country for the next generation in the future. The event also included all classic motorbikes show mixed with new high-end bikes. Local enthusiasts were pleased with this kind of event. Car owner Hla Min Win said he owned 3 classic cars as he loves it since he was young. In Myanmar, until the year 84 or 85, there were many great classic cars. Among the many kinds of classic cars he loves were American classic car because of the safety. He said he would drive classic cars until the day he dies. Not only enthusiasts, young people also came and enjoyed the classic cars show. About 10,000 people visited the show, which ran 2 days. Visitor Hitin Lin Aung said he came by to learn and see the classic cars. Although he didn't understand so much about classic cars, he is really happy and feel great to see this kind of old classic cars in the country and appreciate those who love it and keep it until today. He wished he could own one in the future. The Myanmar Classic Cars Club was founded in 2010 by a group of amateur collectors in the country. Since then, they have organized road trips around Myanmar in cooperation with foreign classic cars enthusiasts with a hope to save the country's aging classic cars from the scrap heap. In Philippines Region 1, Ilocos Norte is where you can find the town of Batak. Batak is an Ilocano term which means pool in English. They are known from their great leaders where the name Marcos, Ricate, Pimentel, Aglipe and many more came from. One of the most visited spots by the tourists in this town is the Ferdinand E. Marcos Presidential Museum. And when you feel tired and hungry going around, you should not forget their Batak Riverside Empanadan, where you can find their famous empanada and other original delicacies.
Noong July 5, birthday of, that was 3 years ago I think, na birthday ni Madam Imelda. Usually seasons, mga family members like Semana and Christmas, family, and then pag normal days, it's mga school. Ang regular rate natin is for adult is 50 pesos, then for senior citizen and student is 30 pesos, and then below 10 years old is 10 pesos lang naman po. Very affordable.
Ang dough niya ma'am, rice flour para crispy siya, at saka para complete meal, dapat rice flour. Tapos yung filling niya po kasi papaya, yang papaya, tapos monggo. Tapos yung whole egg, tsaka longganisa pag special. Sa ibang lugar po kasi ang alam ko, flour po ang gamit nila. Tapos yung mga filling niya, mga cabbage po, dito po papaya talaga tsaka monggo. Hindi kami nag-iiba ng ano, para may isang trademark ang Batak. Ulam yung loob, tapos rice flour yung dough niya, kaya complete meal ang naituring ang empanada.
Activists in superhero outfits joined a cycling fun in Chiang Mai to help raise funds for a charitable project. Hundreds of people biked in a race organized by Chiang Mai Rajabhat University's Faculty of Communication Arts last week. Revenue from the cycling race was collected for Banpon Sawan Children's Shelter in Sansai District. The race was not as competitive as others, but rather a festive activity. Along the 10-kilometer route of race, the cyclists in lively costumes drew attention from passers-by. Compassion-inspiring cyclists dressed up as superheroes hit the roads on their bicycles, received warm welcome from the people cheering by the roadside. Some took photos of the rare assembly of the superheroes like Batman and Kamen Riders. A father riding a bicycle with his 2 little children was also an impressive sight. The Children's Shelter has provided care and education for underprivileged children from impoverished families.